question 10, your last question. So they give you a table of a taxi fare. You have distance in kilometers, and you have the fare in cent. Again, important, they're giving it in cent, not in euros. Okay, so then 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, first thing you have to do is you have to complete that table. And it tells you that the fare for a taxi journey often depends only on the distance travelled. In such cases, for journeys up to 15 kilometres, the fare is as follows. A fixed charge for the first mile, okay? And then a further 103 for every mile thereafter, okay? So, for every kilometre, thank you. I'm back in the ancient days when we used miles and pounds, not kilometres and euros. Okay, so you have 410, 410 cent or 4 euros for the first one. So the second mile is going to be your 410 plus 103. Your 103. So mile 2 will be 513. Okay? Mile 3, 513 plus the 103, 616. Mile 4 is 616. 16 plus the 103, 719. Mile 5 will be 719 plus the 103. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 822. Okay? What will mile 10 be? Well, it's 5 miles later. So you need the 103 multiplied by 5, which is what? What's 103 multiplied by 5?
That's
515, isn't it? Okay? So 822 plus the 515 is
13,
7, 3, 5 and 8 is what?
1373.
13. Okay? 1337.
72, is it?
And so then for this one, it's another 5 miles. So it's another 515. And this time you're adding it on to the 1337. 12, 3, 4, 5, 8, 1852. Okay? So is that alright with everyone? You simply add the 103 on every single time. Alright? Then they want you to graph it. Please do not mix up a graph with a bar chart. If you at this point draw a bar chart, 0. They hardly even give it to you for attempt because they're checking do you know what a graph is. And if you do bar chart, you're just showing your ignorance. Alright? A graph means a continuous line. Alright? Bar chart. If it's bars like that, it will say bar chart. If it doesn't say bar chart, you're looking for a line. Okay, so they give you a template and they ask you to graph it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1. And they give you up in twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay. 13, 16, 14, and you have to draw it in. So 1 kilometre was 410, so that's just about there. 2 kilometres is 513, so that's just above it. Halfway mark. 3 kilometres is 616, that's just above the 6. Obviously you do this accurately. You use rulers and don't hand guess it like I am. 4 is 719, is about there. 5 is 822, so it's above the 8. 10 is 1337, so that's up here somewhere. And 15 is 18 something, so that's up here somewhere. Okay, and you start from there and you connect your dots and you get your graph. Okay? Then on the next page, and this is where you need an accurate graph. Mary has 10 euros. Use the graph to work out how far she would be able to travel by taxi. So you go to your 10 euros here. Okay? You with your ruler very carefully draw a line from the 10 euros over, straight over until you meet the graph. And wherever you meet the graph, draw a line straight down. And wherever you land, that's your answer. In my extremely badly drawn graph, so this is the wrong answer, she would be able to travel 7 miles or 6.9 miles. Okay? You will be more accurate because you'll do it carefully, not roughly like I'm doing and getting the wrong answer. Okay? So that's that bit. Now they tell you to write down a formula to represent the fare for any given distance in this range and state clearly the meaning of any letters in your formula. So they want you to write your own formula. Okay? And the way you do this, it's very easy. You start with what you know. You get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. We'll keep that because we do. So, you have the first kilometre. First kilometre is 410. Okay? Your second kilometre, and you're looking for a pattern here, is 410 plus 103. Your third kilometre is 410 plus 103 plus 103. Your fourth kilometre is 410 plus 103 plus 103 plus 103. Do you see where I get all this from, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense so far? Your fifth kilometre is 410 plus 103 plus 103 plus 103 plus 103. So, let me explain the pattern. You probably start being able to see it yourself. The 410, that's there every single time. Okay, that's always there, so you can replace that with the letter A. Okay, so your sixth kilometre can be A plus, or we'll say A equals the 410. What else repeats? The 103. That's there every single time, so you can call that B. Okay, so it's A plus. Now, here it was 1B, here it was 2, here it was 3, here it was 4. How many is going to be here?
5.
So it's going to be 5 B's. Okay? Now, you can, if I was to say, what was the 30th kilometre? Would anyone know what it is? Paul, give it a go.
A plus 29B.
Exactly. So what's the 29 made out of? The 29 is made out of the kilometre minus 1. Okay? So instead of a number in front of the B, you can call that, let's say we call those K's. Okay? So we call that, the kilometres will be K. So it will be k, whatever that number is, k minus 1 times b. Okay, so everyone see where I'm getting that from? Because it's the kilometre minus 1, where kilometre is the amount of kilometres, is k. Okay, so if I was to say, well, what is the nth kilometre? Any kilometre. Well, you can simply say the nth kilometre is a plus n minus 1 times b.
That's the same as an aromatic knowledge.
It's exactly what it is. You've just written an aromatic sequence formula. Okay? And that's how they came up with an aromatic sequence formula. Right? And that's how you do it. Just start writing it out, and when you see the pattern, just replace the numbers with letters to represent it. And that's all you do. Okay? Don't leave.
I know, I'm brilliant.
This is amazing. By the way, just as you know, of all the people I've taught this to, you're the only one that ever spotted it was an aromatic sequence formula. So you can pat yourself on the back there. Okay, so that's how you get the formula. You just put down the information, you know, and if you don't want to get it down to that, if you don't want to put a k in there, right, you can leave out the k and you'll still know, because you know that's 29 minus b. So if they ask you to do to the nth term, they don't even ask you. So you can I just wanted you to see that even if you didn't have a number, you'd be able to do it. Say you left it like that. Then they ask you, use your formula from part D, that's our formula, to verify part T. So that's 10. That's 10 euros. We said it was 6.9 kilometres. Okay, so 6.9 kilometres would be A, which is 410, plus 6.9 minus 1 by 103. And you just put that into your calculator and see till you get 10 euros. And if you get 10 euros, then you're right. You might be off by a cent or two. Do you know what I mean? Because you're reading from a graph, so you mightn't be exact. But it might be exact. You might, I think the answer is something like 6.78 or something. And when you put it in, you do get 10. Okay? So you just need to bring your formula down to there. Alright? And then you'll be able to do it for the 6.9 kilometres. Alright? Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. The last part. Suppose that there's a suggestion to change the way taxi fares are calculated. The suggestion is that the fare should be calculated using this formula, which is slightly different. So your formula is A plus n minus 1b. Okay, and they want to use 200, so 2 euros plus 10d squared. And they say where f is the fare in cent and d is the distance travelled in kilometres. Okay, so tell you what it means. So d is the distance. Okay, in their formula. So f equals. Now, how would the fares worked out on this rate compared to the fares on the old rate? Well, what you do is pick a couple of them. Okay? You know up to 15, right? So you can work them out using that up to 15. So put in, for 1, it would be 200 plus 10 by 1 squared. Then 200 plus 10 by 2 squared. And work them all out. Okay? And I think what we worked out is at first they're cheaper, but if you go on longer journeys, they get really expensive. Okay, but for that one, what they do is they want you to work out and use tables, graphs, or otherwise to work out. So you could use a table, you could use a graph to represent it, but you have up to 15. You have your own formula, so you could do 30 and 50, you know, to pick say 5 numbers. Pick say 1, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. and work them out using the two formulas and see what the difference is between the two. And that's it.